let's talk about the problem with the 49ers before we talk about Kyle Shanahan. The problem with the 49ers, like, they're now 5-7. No one thought they'd be this bad this year. Yeah, they've had some injuries, but I think it's clear that this team has real issues. So that was my question after the game. Like, Kyle, Kittle, how did you get here? How do you explain the fact that you've underperformed so much? And I mean, they don't really have a good answer. Kyle Shanahan's answer is the team isn't as good as it was last year. That's part of it, but I think it's deeper than that. The team isn't as hungry as it was last year. I think they realized that they could, like last year, they sacrificed their bodies and they went through the grueling grind of climbing the mountain all the way to the Super Bowl, and Kyle blew it. Maybe he knew the rule, maybe he didn't. Maybe he just took the ball first for fun. Who knows? He blew it, and they know it. And so instead of running it back and sacrificing their bodies all over again, a bunch of guys got paid. They went for the money. And now you have a team that's got nothing left to prove. There's no more. Is motivation the word? There's no more. What is the word? Yeah, let's call it motivation. You know, the thing that inspires human beings to work a little bit harder. Something to drive you. And, you know, Jawan Jennings has it. Jordan Mason has it. George Kittle has it. A lot of players on this. Fred Warner's been playing through a freaking fractured ankle. He's had it. I mean, you can count on one hand the players who are truly, truly hungry. And that's not enough. This is a team that's become complacent. When Deebo Samuel said early in the season that they've been the best team in the league for a while, it tells you all you needed. That told you all you needed to know about this team. This is a team that's basking in their accomplishments from the past. They're getting paid for things they did in the past, and they're taking credit for things they did in the past. And they wake up in week 14 and they're 5-7 in last place, and they have to win the rest of their games just to maybe possibly make it into the playoffs, and they won't. All we heard this week, we heard him say, oh, we got everything we need is right in front of us. No, you guys, this team sucks. And I think they get it now. Like, you're not going to turn it around. You're 5-7. You're a bad team. You've lost close games. You've gotten blown out. You still haven't beaten a worthwhile team. You beat the Seahawks when they were revamping their defense. Other than that, the most disappointing team in the league this year. Coming into the offseason, you had people covering this team unironically, seriously saying this is the best Niners team they've ever covered on paper. 5-7. And there is an emotional component to this team that is just completely missing. I mean, you look at the Bills tonight. How much fun did they have from the offset? They were up for this game. They wanted to play. They were enthusiastic. They had fun. They were dancing. They were sliding around in the snow. They had trick plays. Like, they had a freaking ball. The Niners, there's no enthusiasm. They didn't seem like they were having fun at any point. They didn't seem like they wanted to be here. Few players did. But whenever the TV would cut to Kyle Shanahan on the sideline, he seemed freaking miserable. Like, he really didn't want to be here. And if that's the head coach's face, his attitude, then that's going to rub off on the rest of the team. I mean, and Kyle Shanahan frankly came out and said it today. Like, this team isn't as good as the previous team. So, like, that's his viewpoint. What do you expect him to do? Team's not that good. What adjustment do you want him to make? Team's not that good. If that's the coach's attitude, you're screwed. Well, we're not that good. Okay, well, then all of your losses are going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy from the head coach that doesn't really believe in your team. Like, the thing that makes Dan Campbell good, Jim Harbaugh good, is that they have this, like, belief in their team no matter what. They're not this, like, salty, pessimistic guy looking at their roster being like, no, we don't got it this year. How do you know you don't got it this year? Have you put your best foot forward yet? You just finished week 13. Have you once had the right game plan on offense this year? One time. giving the ball to Juszczyk at the goal line, that's absurd. One catch for George Kittle, that's not serious. I mean, Jordan Mason was the perfect running back for this game. The snow game where you can't make any cuts and you're just running between the tackles. Like, who else would you want for that? And you get Christian McCaffrey hurt in the second quarter? Not one time this year has Kyle Shanahan put his best foot forward. And again, if he thinks that the team just isn't that good, then what's the point of him making the adjustments? And we're all over here saying, hey, why don't you try this? Why don't you do this? It's like we're more invested in the team than he is. Hey, man, we think if you do X, Y, Z, you might actually win some games. And he's over there being like, nah, we're not that good. Then what the hell are the Yorks paying for, man? You got like one of the most expensive old teams in the league. This is the team you wanted, man. You're the one that told him to give Christian McCaffrey more money and give Brandon Ayuk all the money and give Trent Williams money. Like, none of these guys are there. You wanted that. Now the team isn't as good. Well, you're a terrible general manager then. Fire yourself. Bring in someone else to have control over the roster and to coach the team. How about that?